Spirited coffee. Got my coffee here. And where's that funny Reggie? He repeats me. Okay. Good morning, world. My hair looks fabulous. I look fabulous. Here we go. Fix myself a little bit. Okay. Let's get started. So today I'm feeling a little bit exhausted. Good morning, Dares. I'm a little, on a little later today. Needed to sleep in a little bit because sometimes I just don't get enough rest, and I feel like my body needs to shut down at times. Make sure that you guys are relaxing, restoring, getting rest, and taking care of your bodies, nurturing your bodies, and making sure that they are good to go because this is our temple, our church, and it's our body. Our body is our temple. Okay. So there you go. The Toltec Path to Freedom. We're on chapter 6. We're almost done with the book. We've already gone over the 4 agreements, and hopefully you have some insight as to how you can utilize it within your life, how you put it into action, how you can practice it. Remember the last agreement, always do your best. I think that's the best thing on the agreements to really think about and consider. But again, we have all of them. Be impeccable with your word, never take anything personal, always do your best. What was the last one? So look at them. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Never make assumptions and always do your best. Okay. So there we go. So breaking old agreements. Everyone talks about freedom. All around the world, different people, different races, different countries are fighting for freedom. But what is freedom? In America, we speak of living in the free country. But are we really free? Are we free to be who we really are? The answer is no, we're not free. Okay. True freedom has to do with the human spirit. It is the freedom to be who you really are. Who stops us from being free? We blame the government, we blame the weather, we blame our parents, we blame religion, we blame God. Who really stops us from being free? We stop ourselves. So the freedom that they're talking about within this context is the freedom, the trap that we put our own mind in. We trap ourselves in our own minds. So freedom itself is spirit. And I love that because yes, it's the spirit being able to reveal itself in its true form and potential within your body, in your vessel. How do you do that? How do you take what's really true? Good morning, Visky. Good morning, Greg. Britain. I don't know that. Greg Britton. Good morning, BJ Mendes, Kiki. Good morning. And good morning to those of you on Facebook. I got a little bit of trolls showing up. They do sometimes. Love the darkness regardless. We still love you. Okay. The fear. The fear that we are afraid to show our true spirit, to be able to communicate authentically what is happening internally, to reveal or unveil our spirit, and we trap it, we cage it, and we don't speak authentically, and we trap ourselves, and then we don't actually get to experience the true freedom of the life that we want to experience. And freedom itself is us being able to be as authentic and real as possible, being able to communicate the experience that we're having as close as possible with whatever words that we have to communicate that. Sometimes we don't have a word to express the feelings, the sensations, the things that we're going through. And so it's kind of hard for us to sometimes say what it is that we're feeling, what we're going through. And sometimes we're too embarrassed. And sometimes we want to look good. And sometimes we want to be right. And sometimes we're afraid we're not going to have friends if we truly talked about what was coming up for us. Or we might be called names, or we might be ostracized, or we might be this, we might be that. Instead of just being truly free to communicate what it is that's coming up for us. So, what does it really mean to be free? Sometimes we get married and we say that we lose our freedom. Then we get divorced and we still are not free. What stops us? Why can't we be ourselves? We have memories of long ago when we used to be free and loved being free, but we have forgotten what freedom really means. Me embarrassed? Nah. So, would you say, Reggie, that you are completely 100% authentic all the time? I would say not everybody can be 100% authentic all the time. Good morning, Mom. And maybe there is. Maybe there are people. I just think that there are times that we maybe sell out on ourselves a little bit in being authentically who we are. And I'm not just talking about craziness or speaking, being foul or whatever. I'm talking about tapping into your heart and being love and compassion. Sometimes we put up those walls because we're afraid to get hurt. So a lot of the time, it's easier for people to be whatever rude, mean, speak the brutal truth and not care and put up walls. Really inside they're dying for love and afraid to ask for people, like, reach out and love, because most constraints are due to political correctness now. I don't know what you mean by that, Reggie. Can you elaborate, por favor? Thank you very much. Okay, so we have these memories, but we have forgotten what freedom really means. Okay. If we see a child who is 2, 3, perhaps 4 years old, we find a free human. Why is this human free? Because the human does whatever he or she wants to do. The human is completely wild, just like a flower, a tree, or an animal that has not been domesticated, wild. And if we observe humans who are 2 years old, we find that most of the time these humans have a big smile on their face and that they're having fun. They're exploring the world. They're not afraid to play. They're not afraid when they are hurt, when they are hungry, when there's when some of their needs are not being met. But they don't worry about the past, don't care about the future, and only live in the present moment. Okay. So when we think about these children, when we think about living free, when we think about tapping into our childlike innocence, and that's the biggest thing, right? The biggest thing is our childlike innocence, tapping into that and finding that again. The childlike innocence is that innocent child who explores and has a sense of wonder, and anything's possible. There's this sort of magical, mystical thing about it. Life itself is a mystery. Life itself is magical. Everything around it, you're exploring something new. You don't really know its function. You don't have words for its function. You're just a child and you're looking at the world through the lens of this present moment, trying to understand or engage or just make up your own thing. It's kind of like The Little Mermaid, okay? I don't know why that movie came to my mind. It's been a while since I put movies on here. But The Little Mermaid, right? If you think about the movie The Little Mermaid and she comes to the sea, she doesn't know what is going on. She's like a child. The seagull puts her in this weird, funky outfit and she thinks she looks awesome. She's like, I look great. She's in the present moment. She doesn't know anything about the land world. And so there's that childlike innocence where she's looking at things in wonder and the adults are looking at her like, what is wrong with this girl? But basically what's happening is that she's in the state of, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm just here. I'm just enjoying. I'm just being. And I'm looking at things through a new lens. So I highly encourage you guys to go out and try to look at life through a whole new lens. Like, we are so busy constantly just coming and going so fast that we forget to look at our surroundings. And our surroundings, there's so much beauty that we forget to look at it. We just totally and don't see it. But if we were children and it was the first time that we had seen something, it's sort of like you pass by a tree you've never seen and it has pink flowers and Your every other tree has, I don't know, green leaves. And all of a sudden there's these blooming flowers on this tree and you're like, whoa, what is that? And you just start to like, well, what is that? And you'll ask, and it's so pretty and whatever. And you're just loving it. You're enjoying the fact that you're seeing something new. So we pass by these opportunities to really exist and love life all the time because we're so busy in our heads about what we have to do, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, wondering, am I gonna have, I don't know, what am I gonna make for dinner? Or the fight that I got in with my brother or sister last week, or whatever it is. And we're not living in the now, in the present moment. So very young children are not afraid to express what they feel. They're so loving that if they perceive love, they melt into love. They're not afraid to love at all. That is the description of a normal human being. As a child, we're not afraid of the future or ashamed of the past. Our normal human tendency is to enjoy life, to play, to explore, to be happy, and to love. I love that. Our normal human tendency is to enjoy life, to play, to explore, to be happy, to be loved. Now, you guys know that there's this craziness going on with all this flu epidemic and all this stuff that's happening. Okay, I don't get into that kind of stuff. I typically don't. To me, it's propaganda that, they're going a little bit crazy on, so whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but I will say this. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Everybody, we all share this in common. Um, Typically a hard conversation to talk to people, but we all die. Everybody's going to die. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is forever. Everything changes. And that's the one thing that we all know is eventually we're going to pass on. In knowing that and understanding that, live your day to your fullest right now. Love right now. Live bold right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. You may not have tomorrow. So when things like this, which I don't even consider a state of emergency, all this stuff that's going on, because people die every day. So many people are dying every single day. My question is, are you living your best life in this moment? You cannot stop the inevitable. If it is your time to go, it is your time to go. But really, what we're holding on to as a species, as a race, hi Max, what we're afraid of is that we're not experiencing the life we wanted to experience, and we want more time so that we can experience the things we want to experience. So we don't want to go. We're like, I'm not ready to leave this planet. Well, why? Because I didn't get to take that trip, because I didn't get to tell that person I loved them, because I didn't live my life to the fullest. That's what this is talking about. Go out and live your life to the fullest. That way, if it does hit you, if you get struck by death, you're not going to have regrets. You're going to be okay. You can go in peace. Most people can't go in peace because they're so conditioned to live in the past and the future that they're not living in the moment now. They're not living their life right this instant. They're not telling people how much they love them. They're getting in fights with people and holding grudges and then feeling guilty years later because they know that they just wanted to love this person. They were just upset. So you guys have the time and the opportunity now to love each other. Don't wait. What are you waiting for? Good morning, Kelly. I don't understand. There's nothing to wait for. Live it now, in this moment, or don't. But that's what's going to happen, and that's why people are panicking over something so small, because they're speaking of death, and people go, oh, "Death? What? I could die. I don't want to die. Why don't you want to die?" Well, I don't want to die because I want to live. Of course you want to live. Why? Because I want to do the things I want to do. So my question to you is, are you doing the things that you want to do? Or are you not? Are you in a panic, sheltering yourself up, putting yourself in a cage? If it's for me, it's my last days, am I going to be caged up? No, I'm gonna be exploring still. Like, we only get one shot at this. I don't know if we get more shots. Maybe we do. I don't know. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to experience what I want to experience. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do all these things. I'm not going to let people tell me I can't do this or that. I'm going to do it. Why? Because I may expire tomorrow. I don't know. We don't know, but we all know that it's going to happen. Why be afraid? We're afraid because we're not living our life. So go live your life. Tell people you love them. Do that thing you wanted to do. Go out and, I don't know, what is it that you want to do? Stop waiting. And then you won't be afraid when death comes. There's in Harry Potter, I love it, right? The Deathly Hallows. And we're looking at, I can't even think of the name of it now. I don't know why. But they have the wand, right? The Elder Wand. They have the cloak of invisibility and all this. And one of the guys in the story escapes death by using the invisibility cloak, grows old, experiences all they want to in life, and when death comes for them, is ready for it. Okay. Now, hard subject to talk about. I don't know that most people are talking about it. Most people are talking about survival and fear of death. I'm talking about being able to embrace it if it were to come for you. We're not embracing it because we're not living our life. Here's the deal. And I'm just going to be very raw and authentic here. If you're afraid that death is going to come for you, right? Especially with all of this panic over something so minor. This is a minor thing. Everybody's panicking for no reason, personally, right? They're panicking because why? Good morning, Victoria. They're panicking because they're like, death might come for me. And if death comes for me, did I do everything I wanted to in life? No, I didn't. That's why they're afraid. Otherwise, if you've done everything in life, if you've given it all you got, if you've gone out and you've done everything and you feel good, that when death comes for you, that you can go in peace, that you can say, you know what? Death is a friend of mine. I did everything I wanted to do, and I left it out on the field. I did it all. I gave it all I got. Most people are not living that way, and that's why they're afraid. That's why they can live in fear. That's why they can utilize these fear tactics on most of America and keep us more trapped. They're just trying to trap you even more. Don't go out. Don't leave your house. Really? Is that how you want to live your final days? I don't. I'm not going to. Now, I'm not judging. Good morning, Alfie. I'm not judging. Y'all can do it the way you want to, and y'all want to be in a panic and a frenzy. I'm not going to judge you. Obviously, it's your choice. The reality is, if you are living your best life, if you are living in the present moment, if you are telling everybody that you know that you love them all the time, you're not going to live in regret. It's the regret that scares us when it comes to death. The regret that we didn't do this or we fell short of that. So what are you waiting for? I've been saying this for 2 years, and hopefully the ones that have been following me for that long have started their life, have dared to take a risk, have taken a chance on their life, not just conceptually, but actually put action into motion, right? Putting motion into the ideas, into what their spirit's telling them to do, and telling people they love them and not wasting a second to tell people how you feel. I certainly hope that that's what's happening. Give it all you got. So what? You fail? Who cares? Get up, wipe yourself off, do it again. It's not a biggie. At least you dare to try. Most people don't. So go out and try it. And then when death comes, you're going to see death as your friend. Like, yeah, I lived my whole life. I'm ready. And that's the one thing that I'm young still. But everything that I've experienced in my life, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience, if death came for me, would I be upset? No. Why? Because I have lived a great life, even at my age. Because I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm trying to get you guys to understand. I tell people I love them. my heart and intentions are good. I'm leaving it on the field. Will I feel like all my work wasn't completed if I was taken tomorrow? Sure. But that doesn't mean the legacy is not going to continue, because I believe that. I know that. It's God's work. Of course it's going to continue. God's never ending. He's everlasting. So you guys are immortal. Your guys' souls are immortal. We have this beautiful time on earth. Ask yourself how you want to spend it. Where do you want your mind to be? Do you want your mind to be in a tizzy, in a frenzy, in a, oh my God, panic? Or do you want to be like, no, I'm going to love life. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to look at that tree that I have that blooms those beautiful flowers, and I'm going to look at it and I'm going to be with it and I'm going to be in wonder of it. Or are you going to be running to the store like in panic, freaking out? Like, think about the mindset. That's the big picture here. We're all going to go through death, everybody. Okay. We're freaking out because we're not living our best life. That's why we're freaking out. That's why people are freaking out about it. I am at peace if I pass away. Very good. So, difficult conversation to talk about, right? Death is a permanent thing. That's why it's so difficult. It's like done and that's it. It never comes back, right? And so hard. I've been through a lot of deaths in my life. Can talk about it because I've been through it. And I've lost a lot of really amazing people, which I'm sure everybody on here has, right? You've all lost somebody. And went through a very traumatic time at a very young age with death. Okay. I myself almost died because of my iron. The doctors, everybody who see my results is like, I don't understand how you were existing with this. And I'm like, well, that's because I'm supposed to be here. And guess what? I'm going to live every moment as though it was my last. Why? Because that's what we're here to do. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to us tomorrow. Okay? We don't have any idea. I'll only be at peace after Nelly goes on a date with me. Okay, well, cheers. There's the date. Cheers, coffee. So just go out and love your people, please. Go give them hugs. Go tell them how much you love them. Go start the project you wanted to start. Stop going to the grocery store and buying toilet paper, whatever people are doing, all the wackiness. Don't do that. Focus on the people you love. Stop focusing on the panic and focus on the people you love, the people you adore. Spend quality time with them. If your work is shutting down because of this craziness, awesome. Instead of panicking about it, go spend time with the people you love. This is an opportunity. God is giving us refuge and time to rest. Okay, you could see it from that perspective. If my job shut down, I wouldn't be in a panic and frenzy. I'd be like, you know what? This is an opportunity for me to go and hang out with my niece, go hang out with my mom, go to the movies, go here, go there. This is an opportunity for me to tell people I love them, to work on my company. This is time. This is God saying, here's refuge. Here's time to go rest. Instead, people take it as a panic and they freak out and then they don't get any rest. And then they get sick, not even because of what's going on, but because they're making themselves sick over a panic and anxiety. Come on, you guys. Let's go for this. Think about it. Put your mind to it. Go love your people. Everyone's going to die. If it's your time, you can't stop it from happening. It just is. That's part of life. We all know this. We all understand this. Okay. Embrace death if it comes to you. You will do that if you're doing what you want to do. Okay. That is my message for you, because this stuff is driving me bonkers. And I had to say my little piece, even though I'm not going to say the name of what's going on because I hear it so much. It's driving me nuts. I want to escape it. I can't even handle it. I'm like, okay. I'm not going to live in fear, but I do think that common sense should be implemented. Yeah, of course, obviously. Taking precautions in extreme, protecting not only myself, but our children and elderly. Let's see. I still have a young man to raise. Yeah, absolutely. But precaution, Doreen, is something that I think is to me, it's common sense. So, but it may not be common sense to some people. So you're absolutely right. It's common sense to me, right? It's common sense to you, and maybe there's some people it's not common sense to. So of course we want to protect our people. We don't want to harm them. But you can't stop the inevitable either. That's not up to you. It's not our jobs. But fear sometimes protects us from dangers. Yes. Yes, fear does. Fear will protect us from dangers. But okay, so again, dangers of survival. At the end of the day, the species, the human race, okay, and this is the logical concept. I'm not talking about the emotional. The emotional max is critical, of course. It makes us human. It makes us have compassion for one another. If you looked at it from the logical perspective, the only reason we fear, right, getting into dangerous things is because we want to survive. That is our natural instinct, which makes sense, right? As a species, we want to survive. We want to live. That is part of who we are. People are afraid to die because our natural instinct is to live. But the reality is, we all have our time and we all are going to die. And we can't stop that from happening. We just can't. The only thing that we can do is live in the present moment now. Enjoy each other's company now. Good morning, Sierra. And it does. You're absolutely right. It does protect us from things. Now, there's that, what Doreen was saying is that to take precautions, like, yeah, of course we take precautions. Like, am I going to go into a burning house or a house on fire? I know that if I go into the house on fire, I'm going to burn up. Right? If you go into a burning house, you're going to burn up. I'm not going to do that, right? So again, what I'm saying is go love your people at the end of the day. Just go love your people. Love them up. Give it all you got. Go out and start the project you want to. If your work is shut down, go start the project. Stay home. But don't do it in fear. Don't just sit in fear all day behind a shelter. Or you can. Okay, it's up to you. You guys can totally do that if you want to, if that serves you, if that makes you happy. But beyond that, see it as a place of refuge and an opportunity, right? For you guys to go out and do what it is you have to do. And yes, please take precaution. I will give that PSA out there. Please take precautions. Don't be responsible. I think people wash their hands. Certainly hope people are washing their hands. I certainly hope that people are not going out and sneezing all over people and coughing all over people. I think we have a common respect. That's a respect thing. And I certainly hope that people are respecting people that way. But if you are afraid of death, if that fear is coming up for you, just know it's because you feel like you have unfinished business here. That's what it is. It's the unfinished business. Otherwise, we would embrace it. Like, I've done it all. I'm ready. Okay. So go out and do your thing. Be a gentle heart. I love you guys so much. Okay, let's see. Dave, what is your ideal date, Miss Natalie? Would you like to go, okay, to the zoo, comedy club? What are your favorite foods? Do you like wine, beer, or none of them? Okay. I'm not being asked date questions. Okay. I like coffee. I like coffee. Cheers. I like movies. I like Ancient Aliens and I like to travel. And I want to travel to look at the ancient ruins where the ancient aliens were. There you go. Weirdo. Good morning, Antonio. Okay, so good talk. I hope that you guys are open up your hearts, go out and love. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for chiming in. I know that some people are really up in a panic and whatever. But really, you guys, let this be the opportunity for you to love so boldly, to love so big, to open up your hearts so wide that even the cosmos can feel it. Okay. So I love you guys. And I'm praying for you guys all the time, every day, all day. Praying for you guys and sending out love. I know that you're going to be okay. I promise you, you're going to be good. Okay. So we're almost done with this book. I say that every day for the last 5 years. No, I'm just kidding. But we're going to get on to the next book, which is going to be, I told you, the power of now, which would be awesome because living in the now is what's critical, right? Being self-aware. So there you have it. Yes, PSA, clean your hands, wash your hands, please. Okay, don't sneeze on people. And if you're sick, stay home. And it's simple stuff. Okay, all right. So I love you guys. Have a great day, and I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.